Welcome to On the Scene. I'm your host, Andrew Rosario. It's a very special edition tonight as we honor Christiana Amanpour and Gayle King, who are being inducted in the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame. Rosanna Scotto is one of the hosts for tonight's event. Tell me about how excited you are to be here.
I'm very excited. All my bosses are here. So I'm trying to watch my words, but at the same time be authentic Rosanna Scotto.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Which can be a little off the cuff, which can get me into trouble every now and then. But that's the fun of watching Good Day New York.
Exactly. And tell me about how things going with Good Day New York, because I watch it all the time. I interviewed Mike Woods a couple of weeks ago at the Arthur Ashe Foundation. He was an honoree that night. Mm-hmm. It looks like you guys have a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun. Laurie Stokes is not only a great TV partner, she's like a sister. You know what I mean? We hang out, we go out together. I told her I'm going to help her clean out her house. I hope she doesn't take me up on that because I'm not the best, but I'm going to help her.
What's going on with the restaurant world?
So Fresco by Scotto is doing great. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary. And I don't know if you know this, but Kathy Lee Gifford, who I'm co-hosting with tonight, we are so close that she helped create one of the dishes on the menu.
Alrighty.
It's called the eggplant and zucchini pie. It's delicious.
Did she make it?
Well, what happened was we were making an eggplant parmesan.
Okay.
And Kathy Lee came in and said, you know what, you should add zucchini to this. And it is so delicious, and everybody loves it. My hips love it, and my hips don't lie.
So are you going to have a tasting at the studio for your show?
You know what? We have tastings all the time.
Okay.
Right now, I'm on a diet until the holidays start. So,
if there's one person you're looking forward to seeing tonight, who would that be?
Oprah. I get to introduce Oprah.
Nice.
I'm a little nervous.
Right.
And any pointers?
And she's inducting Gayle King.
That's right.
I think you should just be yourself. I think that's more than enough.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. You know, I really admire Oprah. She is the one person that I've always wanted to meet and get to know. And the fact that I get to introduce her tonight is a dream come true.
Maybe you can get her on the show.
I'm going to book her tonight. I'm booking her.
Deborah Norville is part of tonight's festivities. First of all, congratulations on being here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm just a guest.
Two of the honorees tonight, two of the women that are getting inducted into the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame, Christiana Amanpour and Gayle King, have been icons for such a long time. What does it say about women in journalism, especially when you began your career?
Well, I was inducted 2 years ago, and to see these ladies joining the Hall of Fame, it's such an honor to me to be in the same company. I think the fact that they have had these incredibly long-lived careers, and yet have also had such incredibly successful personal lives. They've raised kids. They've, they are icons, to use that word. And I think the fact that they've been able to do both, to have an amazing career and focus on journalism and have a personal life, I think they're a wonderful role model, both to journalists and also to young women who are fearful that I can't have it all. You can't have it all at the same time, but you can have a lot of it along the way.
What are the biggest changes you've seen in terms of women in journalism from the day that you started?
Well, I think we've all seen it in the last year. The Me Too movement has given every woman in so many industries the permission to speak up and say, no, you can't do that. No, don't touch me. No, I don't want to go to your hotel room. If someone is silly enough to even suggest something now. When I was coming along, that wasn't something you felt empowered to be able to say. And so all of us stayed silent.
If there's one change you might want to see in terms of how women are treated in the media and treated as workers and equals, what would that be?
Oh, I wrote a whole book about it. It's called Respect. Okay. If we treat everyone with respect, these problems that turn into headlines on your newscast and my newscast, they won't be problems anymore.
If there's one big story you think that's going to take us to the end of this year, what do you think that might be?
Oh, wow, we don't have much year left. I think it's going to be hate speech. I think it's going to be hate speech, and in the iterations in which it appears, whether it's on social media or in the form of packages being mailed to frighten people. I think hate speech is something we're going to be talking a lot about, and I hope we're talking about it in such a way that we're trying to dial it down.
The chairman of NBC's Universal's Telemundo Enterprises and International Group, Cesar Conde has been vital to the company's efforts to produce and distribute high-quality Spanish-language content across all platforms.
Cesar Conde is the president, CEO, the man of NBC Universal. Congratulations on being here tonight. Congratulations on your induction.
Thank you so much.
Looking back in terms of how the Hispanic media has grown in leaps and bounds over the last couple of years, maybe over the last decade, when did you start to see a change in how the Hispanic media got to where they are now?
Well, I always like to recognize, I think there was a generation ahead of me of pioneers that founded the Hispanic media industry, and my generation stands on their shoulders, and thanks to them, we've had tremendous opportunity to create careers and grow. And I think where our industry came of age was when the Latino community here in the United States grew so much. Today we are 60 million Latinos in the United States, almost 20% of the US population, and with that, the Hispanic media industry has grown in parallel. And so we're so excited because we get to serve a community that is so proud and making such incredible contributions to the United States, but also has unique tastes and aspirations. And so we get to speak to that in a uniquely culturally relevant way.
And how important was it for NBC to really be the backbone of the growth?
Yeah. You know, I give a lot of credit to Comcast, NBC Universal. They have recognized the potential and the growth of the Hispanic community here in the United States, and they have put their money where their mouth is. We have invested because we believe in the future growth of the Latino community, and it is thanks to that long-term investment that we've been able to elevate and diversify the type of programming that we're offering to this community.
And how important is it for a group like yours to get the message out to the Latino, the Latina individuals, especially ones that probably have been voting for the very first time? How important is it for you to get that message out to them?
You know, we have a very clear mission. It's to entertain, inform, and empower the Latino community. And we believe it's important, regardless of political affiliation, for Latinos and all members of the United States who can vote to have their voices heard. And so, you know, we focus a lot on covering the issues that matter most to Hispanics so that they can make educated decisions when they go to the polls now in November.
CNN veteran reporter Christiane Amanpour is being inducted into the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second of all, I was a little surprised because when I first saw your name on the list, I said to myself, isn't she already in the Hall of Fame?
I'm not, and now I am. Who would have thought it?
When you found out that you were being inducted, what was your first reaction?
I was very proud, and I am very proud. My son's here tonight. I'm really proud that he gets to see all this. My colleagues, I think also, it couldn't have been planned, but this is happening at a very, very dangerous time in the United States, a very divisive time. And I think we all have responsibilities, including us in the media, to use our public positions very responsibly to try to heal and unite and build a platform for tolerance, which I do on my show all the time. And I really believe that we have to try to move away from these divisions, this tribalism, this political partisanship, and the poisoning of society. And we mustn't allow that to take the upper hand. And it's in our hands, and we can help. If our leaders will not act to protect us, we can protect ourselves by overcoming hate with the power of unity and love. We must combat these evils, not by hiding in our homes, but by drawing closer together as people.
How do you balance between what is happening in the world and bringing it out, you know, in a way that doesn't seem biased?
Oh, you don't have to be biased to tell the truth. The truth doesn't have a bias. It's not left or right. I am a foreign correspondent. I'm a war correspondent. I've spent my entire career going all these places where ordinary people shouldn't and don't go. I go as their eyes and ears to bring them back the facts, the truth, the evidence of what's going on in the world. The truth has no left or right. The truth is the truth. And I think we shouldn't be confused about that. And I've dedicated my whole career to that. So we can report, and we are not biased when we do it.
Now, when you started, there were only a handful of women that were on air bringing news to the public. How have you seen that change for the role of women?
I think in my career, women have exploded onto the stage. They really have. I was one of the rare female war correspondents. Now there's many, many. There are many, many women who are camera people. There are many women technicians, producers, executive producers. But I still would say, and everybody should understand, that until we have equality and until we have equal pay for equal play, it is not fair. We need more women's voices in every walk of life, including in front of the camera, behind the camera, but most especially in the executive suite. And we absolutely need to understand that women have had to slog their way uphill for far too long. You understand that. As an African American, you understand that. And we are minorities when we shouldn't be minorities. And we need to just keep pushing that rock up the hill. It's Sisyphean, but we're going to do it.
Final question, from your standpoint, where are we headed as a country, as a nation, as a world, from all the political diatribe that has been going on recently with the individual trying to mail letter bombs to CNN and to, you know, people he claims are anti-Trump? Where are we headed?
I think it's a very difficult and dangerous time, and I think, as I said, that we all have our responsibility to heal and to spread messages of tolerance and to not exacerbate an already boiling situation. 50 years ago, 1968, Martin Luther King, Robert F. Kennedy were assassinated. There was protests, anti-war, anti-government protests on the streets. And across Europe, 68 was a hot, divisive time. We don't want to go back to those times. We want to understand that we can play a role, and it doesn't need to be poisonous, and we don't all need to hate each other, and we can have differences without going to war against each other. That's the most important point.
Gayle King is being inducted into the Broadcasting Cable Hall of Fame. First of all, congratulations.
Can you believe it, Andrew? Can you believe it? I'm really, really excited about tonight.
Way back in the day when you first embarked on this journey, what were your goals? What did you want to accomplish?
My goal when I first started out was to make it to a top 10 market. And so I started in Kansas City, which was 20-something, moved up to Hartford, which was still 20-something. But my goal was never national. I just wanted to be in a top 10 market and have my own community. And now I feel I'm really in a top 10 market and have a whole big community. But that was my goal back then.
I want to tell you about my friend Gayle. She deserves to be celebrated not just for her news acumen, but for being her consistently joyful, vibrant, best outlook on life, best outlook on everybody's self. Yellow is her favorite color for a reason. She's actually wearing it tonight. And the reason is that bright sunshine outlook of hers permeates just about everything she does, and it permeates her view of the world.
And what were some of the obstacles that you faced moving up as your career went on?
I mean, the usual stuff, not getting the job you wanted. But listen, this is what I believe. You work hard, and working hard always pays off. So I didn't have anything that was so overwhelming.
Was there one individual that you looked up to and said, you know what, I can do this because this person?
Yeah, J.C. Hayward, who was my mentor in Washington, D.C. When I started out as a production assistant in the CBS affiliate, she sort of took me under her wing. Everybody needs at least one. So we are here for the people, and that is a truth that I believe with everything that I know. So it's times like this, I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be up here in this room with all of you. I can't tell you what it means to me. When you can't help but remember the men and women of the press who knew it too and got the story told, even when they understood that it could cost them their lives. I'm humbled by this honor and grateful that my parents, that's Peggy and Scott King, decided that the thing to do with a very chatty little girl was to encourage her. I thank you all. I thank you so much for this honor. It means a lot. Bye-bye.
For On the Scene, I'm Andrew Rosario.